Hello and welcome to the Boneyard Bonfire. We're continuing the story of Saints Row 2.
I think you're being too hard on yourself.
Yeah, that car crushing thing was pretty tight.
Well, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of my work. It's just, I got so wrapped up in sending Mero a message, I never asked Jessica about the shipment.
It's just dead. Who cares about the shit?
I do. It's something that Mero wants, and that means I'm gonna take it.
Alright, there's gotta be someone you can pump for information. What about Donnie?
He got manhandled twice. Pretty sure he's out of the loop. With that pin.
Hey, what about their
What about their tattoo artist?
Good idea.
What just happened?
Shandy had a good idea.
What the fuck ever? She stole my...
Don't be jealous, Pierce. We're all on the same team. You said before that this guy's in a band called the Feed Dogs, right?
Yeah?
They're playing tonight. Shouldn't be too hard to crash the show.
Nice call, Shandy.
Okay, let's go get Matt's truck.
Ooh, which one? Ultimately, they're the same, but they're not. You know what, Grrl? We're gonna be shooting. Might as well.
So, why you gotta be like that?
Now, this one is a bit, well, as I said with the others, it's like,
We got
it
the right
was
away, bitch.
middleman, then second in command, then leader.
Ain't nobody gonna fuck with the Saints.
Forget. I refuse to be hindered by less than my optimal amount of bullets. But yeah, it's like, you'd be thinking, but it's like, we killed the girlfriend, then we're gonna kill the tattoo artist, and then, like, Mero, and it's, like, it's one of those questions where it's like, what's going on? But, you gotta think about it.
See what this bad boy can do.
As we saw, the girlfriend was actually a bank manager. And she handled
You
that
mind stopping these assholes from shooting
money.
us? You hear that? That is music.
Pierce, when did you get a vagina?
The fuck you. I'm driving. We're gonna listen to whatever the hell I want.
No.
You want Dave?
So it's like the girlfriend was technically the middleman, only in the whole.
You fools dance. You doing all right back there?
Don't worry about me, just get us to the concert.
23rd Regiment, sweet Jesus. We're gonna have a serious problem if you don't step it up back there.
Half the problem is the fact that it's like every time I go to throw, you do a swivel. You do a shimmy shimmy.
We're going to jail. I'm in Grrl.
Has been spotted.
But yeah,
Why the fuck you gotta bring up Shandy? I'm the one driving the damn truck.
I didn't say anything about a shot. But well, I did say shimmy.
The concert started. Get in there.
are you talking about?
Don't fuck with me, Matt. You got a lot of gear on this stage I haven't played with yet.
You gotta believe me. I just tattooed the gang. They don't fill me in on what they're doing.
All that time, you winked at Mero, and you never heard him talk about a shipment with Jessica.
All I heard is that it's coming in by boat. They leave me out of the loop on purpose. They were trying to keep me from getting mixed up in their shit.
Your friends should have tried harder.
Come on, I told you everything I know.
Enjoy your retirement, Matt. Hey, Shonda. You know anyone that works at the docks?
Not really.
Looks like you get to make some new friends. Mara's got a shipment coming in by boat and I want to get it before he does.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
Okay, here's the thing about birds. Most people would be like, you saw him clutching and crying. Mean that it wasn't, he still felt the pain of the birds. Now, the whole thing is that if it's a deep tissue burn, it takes out the nerves, so you don't even feel the burn anymore. So, like, even though it looks like a bad burn, most pyrotechnics nowadays are meant as more of flashy, it's flash, but no actual substance or whatever. Like, it looks good and all that, but it ain't actually, like, it ain't actually liquid or chemical, or really, it's, well, it is, but it is, like, it pretty much, it looks cool, but it is less damaging if somebody gets hit with it. Because there have been multiple in, like,
Yo, man, I'm just let's back up and hit him again.
they're pretty famous and all that. Like, you had one of the most famous is like Michael Jackson's 86 Pepsi commercial, to where a pyrotechnic like display had set his afro on fire. And then there was one where, not Slash, I'm trying to think. I know it was a heavy metal band.
I've been looking all over for you. We got a serious... Damn, those some nice shoes.
You want to sit down?
Yeah. No, we got a problem.
What's up?
The Brotherhood are all over our turf.
What do you mean all over?
I mean, those assholes are driving around in some big-ass trucks blowing shit up.
Great. You got the boys out there taking care of this?
Yeah, about that.
You're not filling me with confidence, P.S. What happened?
Well, they kind of got arrested by the cops.
Fuck, you say?
You got a bunch of big tattooed motherfuckers running around burning shit, and you're surprised the cops show up?
This just keeps getting better.
You know, I keep doing this where I'm on a thought trail and I totally lose it. Oh, yeah. Pyrotechnics. Like, it was a heavy metal band or something.
Well, you might want to watch out for that.
Like, I know for a fact Aerosmith was more like the stage construction. Like, they have in their contract that they, like, in the green room, they want a bowl of M&Ms with all the brown ones or all the green ones removed or something like that. Just a specific color so they could tell at a glance that it's like, hey, like everything was read in detail, versus because one time they had entire thing collapse because somebody didn't they didn't read the shit properly and they set up the stage. But yeah, it's pyrotechnics are this weird ass. But
You want to get us both killed.
essentially they're made to look big and baboon, but ultimately they aren't anymore. So ultimately that burn was more cosmetic than truly like damaging. Like with a good month or two of healing, he can probably restart doing guitar. Well, it would take a good 2 months to heal, a month of rehab, and then he could maybe start doing guitar again. Because if he was clutching it and everything, that means that the nerves weren't affected, meaning that he's still going to have, like, one, he's still going to have sensitivity, and two, he's not going to have long-lasting pain.
What, you get distracted?
Because, dang it, give me a second, I have my windows open because it was a hot day today, but now it's raining, and I left the window open. There you go. Ow, cat. Rude. Oh, sorry. One cat was chilling by my feet, and my other one decided to run off because of the, me closing the, oh, it's up.
That cold is permanent damage.
Damn it, they're in a actual vehicle. I hate these kinds of ones, because it's like,
Come on, you gonna try to drive through everything?
ta-da! That's one bird not fucking moving.
Well, one of these days, we should try to avoid them. Thanks a lot, asshole.
Oh, no, 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 not again. Not again. Haha. My aiming vaguely sucks, but unlike you, I have exquisite driving, says the man going into the lake. Okay. Ooh, perfect.
Are you gonna just let crazies run away?
Come on, put some pep in your step, cat. You're supposed to be this super badass that kills a bunch of people. Yet you... Oh shit, I gotta... Now I remember. This is the one where they're like, oh, I'm gonna jump off, like I'm gonna use my car and ramp off the...
We're gonna kill you!
Sorry, my guy. Gotta steal your car. Yeah.
Keep shooting. We'll see who goes down first.
Yeah, I love going out for a drive.
I'm not a big fan of parking garages. Well, I am, but I'm not. Like, underground ones start getting to me. Like, there's this vibe. Like, you enter an underground one and you just get this weird vibe to where it's like... by all means, I am fully capable of killing somebody, but...
Yo, you wanna die?
How many of these assholes do I gotta kill?
Ah.
Someone steps, kill him!
This is the fucking life. They hate it when you do that.
Okay, time for you to die. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Good to have you back.
Let's kick some ass.
All units respond. We have a visual.
I missed this in jail. People just gotta stop jumping in the way.
There you go. Finally, nothing takes forever.
Mr. Vogel, there's a Mr. Marrow here to see you.
Jamie, I'm trying to downsize here.
Mr. Vogel, I'm not sure I'm adequately conveying Mr. Marrow's size.
Get him out of here. Or send him in. Wow. Thanks, Jamie. You must be Mr. Marrow.
I've heard about the connections Altor has. You're gonna get my boys out of jail and help me destroy the Saints.
Your bargaining posture needs some work.
The Saints killed my girlfriend and crippled my best friend.
And that's unfortunate, but Altor is a business and there's no profit in revenge. Don't worry about the door, though. That one's on me.
Fine. You want money? In a few days, a shipment's coming in.
Mr. Marrow, nebulous shipment or not, I think I made myself quite...
Let's try this again. You're gonna help me destroy the Saints.
And old Tor would love to be of service.
Good.
Stillwater Police Department.
I need to talk to Troy Bradshaw.
Who should I say?
Do it!
Hey, Mr. Do It.
Put him through.
Hello, Troy.
Yeah, what do you want, Vogel?
It's not what I want, it's what I need.
Which is?
You are going to release all the Brotherhood you have locked up.
And why the fuck would I do that?
I'm looking after my clients.
Your, clients are a bunch of criminals.
Guilty before a trial. Nice. Is that the kind of mentality you like to instill in your subordinates?
Huh. Spare me. Alright, they're not getting released, and that's that.
This is where we're going to have to agree to disagree. These men are going free. The only question is if you let this be settled quietly, or if you want a media circus that will make you look like a joke.
I thought Altor wanted order. Okay, letting these assholes out's gonna only make things worse.
Troy, in order to maintain the ecosystem, sometimes the rangers need to start forest fires. You should know that better than anybody. I suspect I'll hear from you soon.
As I said, Stronghold before the mission. You know the weirdest thing about this game? I've never thought about it till now. There are no kids. Like, I understand it's like they wanted to have this clear, kind of like, Fallout, New Vegas, almost, or Skyrim, or not Skyrim. Just, I know it's where it's like there might be kids that you help and everything, but it's also a whole thing of,
This takes me back.
like there are no kids that you just kill or some shit. And it's like, anyone, like, even in the, like, this is supposed to be like, almost a kind of Detroit Compton type situation, where it's like, impoverished, yeah, like the like, yes, they have it's where like, those of you that don't know, it was a whole thing of during like World War II, Vietnam, like Korean War, like Detroit and other manufacturers did a lot of work. It's like General Motors and everything, to where like they would make the shit, ship it, and all that, and then they would start, and then the money would go back into the city or some shit, just construction. Yeah, it was this whole shit show to where buildings would start being built, but they wouldn't be finished. They wouldn't be finished type deal, because people would like, it's a whole thing of, if you have a construction job and you don't have a set date of when it's finished, then you have these people like that are working this construction job, and it's like, oh, this looks like it's going to take a whole month or whatever, because for as far as construction jobs go, like, as far as construction jobs go and all that, what occurs is that, like this one job could be done within 3 months, so for the next 9 months, now there's no income because there's no other construction jobs in the area. So what occurs is that they, like, BS the dates and everything, so this 3 month or 6 month or even a year job becomes 10, 15 years. And now the construction company they'll get the money, but whoever's having the thing built might go bankrupt in that time. So this building is halfway, like a quarter of the way, halfway built or whatever, but it's like it won't ever be finished because even if the building is built, the next people that want the building built might not have the same ideas, so they got to tear down that and rebuild. So it just becomes this whole loop of build, unbuild, rebuild, renovate. It becomes a whole thing of now, like, there's there's and then there's
I used to date
crime
this
and
guy,
everything.
Richie, who works as a baggage handler at Wardle. Well, the other day, I found out he was holding, so I stopped by to say hi and smoke a bowl. Anyway, it turns out that while he was at work, he snuck off to a hangar to celebrate 420 and overheard Marrow talking with some scary Eurotrash dudes. Whatever's happening is involving some serious money, so if you get to the hangar before the deal goes down, I'll bet you can wire that money to us. After that, if you're still feeling psychotic, you can take out the Brotherhood and whoever they're dealing with.
But yeah, it was this whole thing of where because they're constantly doing construction or yada yada, that eventually it got to the point where it would bring the value of everything down, and then crime became rampant only because it's a whole thing of you can't work a job or whatever. You can't. Ooh. Sorry for the frame rate drops. That fixed it. Nope. It's gonna have to be like this for a quick minute. At least until I finish this mission, only because... Oh yeah, it's upstairs. Or whatever. Ooh, I haven't played this janky in years. Not since I played Prototype on my first laptop. Or was it Prototype 2? It's a whole thing of, because my power situation is weird again because of the weather changing and such, like, until I fully figure that out. But ultimately it's like my setup my laptop went from being powered to being on battery, and on battery it's not exactly meant to run any type of game, really.
You ain't getting away this time.
So ultimately I gotta try and finish this mission. Oh, come on. Before my laptop decides it has to...
Say goodnight, bitch.
Keelan hasn't been the same without you.
Easy peasy. And there we go. Complete the mission. And was able to save and I'm able to save and hop out the game and end the recording pause the recording safely before my laptop decides it has to go to sleep. So I'm back in quick. For you guys, it's a simple jump cut. For me, it's a good few hours. But in any case, see you in a sec. Hello and welcome to another Boneyard Bonfire. We're continuing the story of Saints Row 2. Now, I might as well steal this thing. Actually, I think if I move it forward a little bit, I might then have it in my garage. Let's see, this mission. Might as well quick double check. Strongholds. Yeah, nope, it's a mission and then... Whoop.
Damn it!
Free plane. And now... There it is. Took a second to load in. I know it would be a little bit quicker to just grab a car, but I mean, where's the fun in that? You know, ever since 9/11, why do I feel like saying that they have it to where like they're not allowed to have two very large skyscrapers next to each other. Not like, well, in video games, like, but also, why do I feel like saying, like, in real life they have a specific thing stating that, oh, you cannot have, wow. Man, fucking dumbass,
There's so many more places to eat around here than there used to be.
get. At least I'm closer. But yeah, I feel like saying they have some ordinance now to guarantee, like, another tragedy such as that cannot occur by making it so that two towers cannot, like, because I was I was only 2, 3, or 3 at the time. I'll do the math. Yeah, I would have been about 3 at the time. But, so it's like I don't remember the full details, and I've never, like, it's never just popped up in my mind, oh yeah, by the way, like, I might as well check the details. But as far as I could, like, I can recollect it this time, it was a thing of, it wasn't that one tower collapsed and caused the other to collapse, they had a second plane to cause it to collapse.
In a surprising turn of events, several members of the Brotherhood are being released today. A previously thought open-shut case turned into a fierce legal battle as several high-power attorneys fought tooth and nail for their clients' freedom. Curious about the court proceedings, I spoke to Chief of Police, Troy Bradshaw.
My personal opinion on the trial doesn't really matter. They were found innocent by a jury of their peers.
So you think they were guilty?
I'm sorry, Jane. Listen, I have to get back to work. Hey, why don't you try talking to Dane Vogel?
Mr. Vogel, what's Ultor's interest in the trial?
Ultor has no interest in the trial other than to see criminals get put behind bars.
So there is no truth to the speculation that the Brotherhood's lawyers are in Ultor's pocket?
Jane, we've donated millions of dollars to the Stillwater PD, as well as rebuilt the shattered community of Saints Row. I understand that everyone likes to pick on the big corporations, but this latest groundless attack on Ultor's integrity is just ridiculous.
Behind me, the men and women loading up onto these buses are being given another chance at freedom. But the question remains, are we also giving them another chance at a life of crime? I'm Jane Valderrama, Channel 6 News. Back to you, Jack.
I do believe I said before, you don't get rich without lying, cheating, or stealing at some point. And truth be told, a lot of the billionaires that we want to look up to, for the most, like...
Oh my god, that's gross.
Like, you want to think they did things the correct way, but ultimately they probably, better catch up to that.
Just a scratch.
I gotta use some creative shortcuts.
Don't make us kill you! Give up! I'm not afraid to use lethal weapons!
sorry. Thank you.
You ain't going nowhere.
I didn't want to have to do this. You cops are just doing your jobs. And from your perspective, I'm breaking.
They're moving more Brotherhood by boat. You gotta find a way to stop them before they reach the mainland.
Nah, don't worry. Those bitches will never make it to shore.
No choice but to use lethal force.
Let's see.
You try to rape my witch of a daughter and get out of here!
I love these ones where it's like, they're simplistic in the whole point that's like, hey, just get within shooting distance. It is a bit annoying when they have to make you drive so, well, yeah, drive.
Anyone else fucks with me, they can expect the same thing.
Can't hide from the Stillwater PD. I'm hit.
Real intimidating. A cop on a jet ski.
Mr. Vogel, Mr. See you.
Thanks for the heads up, Jamie. Is there something I can help you with?
They hit my boys when they were on the prison bus.
Between your girlfriend and your gang, I'd say you're a magnet for tragedy, Marrow.
You think this is fucking funny?
No, but I do think it's your problem.
My problems are your problems. Or do you need some fresh air to remind you?
No. See, my problem is that a sideshow freak is messing up my paperwork. Your problem is that there's a group of security guards with assault rifles pointed at your back.
Your security guards look more like a private army.
Call them whatever you want. The point is, they have big guns. I'm sorry you couldn't protect your friends. I really am, but Old Tor's done doing you favors. Come back here again, and I'll have you shot on sight.
Go fuck yourself, Vogel.
I've enjoyed our time together too, but I think it's time to move on. Gentlemen, could you please show our guest out? And Marrow, don't worry about your little shipment. Old Tor has already appropriated it.
What did you say?
Old Tor Security is taking control of the boat carrying your goods. It only seemed fair that we get compensated for letting your boys out of jail. You can go now.
That boat is never gonna make it to shore.
Goodbye, Marrow.
Yeah, it's, going to 4 missions here, and then I'll, ooh, I could. Hey, you know what? Why not? Was it Gat or Pierce that said they wanted one of these? You know what? I'll be nice. Ooh, I wonder if... Oh, probably not, because that's for planes and such. Let's... No, that's a dock. I need the loft. This is gonna take a while driving, but by all means, it'll be worth it.
Hey, it's Shondi. Meet me at Adam's Arcade. I gotta talk to you about the Brotherhood.
This car doesn't... See ya, chop.
Ooh, this fit well. To be fair, most golf carts, even electric ones, are capable of getting up to 30 miles per hour. It's just a case of without the proper headlights and tail lights and indicators, you can't. I think you also have to have a seatbelt or and I'm not quite sure on the full logistics of making, like, having a vehicle become road safe or whatever. Because it's like, if you've seen the Amish going around, it's like they have the bare minimum and everything, but it's like, if you've seen inside their wagons, buggies, yeah, it's a whole semantics, or like the definition changes depending on like how it is. I think because it's covered, it's a wagon or a I don't know the actual terminology, because it's like they have, let's see, it's like there's buggies, wagons, carts. I think a cart is where it's just to where it's hauled by a horse, but there's no place for a driver to sit. A buggy, well, it's like both a wagon and a buggy are the open top. There's no driver to sit. A carriage is covered and has a place for the driver to sit, but it's also a whole thing of while covered, is it like fully sealed? Like, is it more of a box on wheels carried by a, like, pulled by a horse, and there's a driver to sit, because they have double deckers and everything, but it's just a whole thing of, if you're sitting in there with the door, you want the doors closed because it gets like cold and stuff. Ooh, that reminds me, I need to watch The Hateful Eight again.
I hope you get in an accident.
Worth it. And then mission, double check if they're strong. Nope, the mission is what we're talking about.
Blood in, blood out.
Vroom vroom, bitches.
I love the
Oh, there, and on a note of my dream car, it's like I would name her Sonia, or well, Sonica maybe. Yeah, like you guys get the whole point, because it's like Sonic Blue, but it's like it's a car and it's female, but it's also a whole thing of, I think, the fan, like fan cannon, or like this personal head, like the headcanon of one has been dictated to be like others go, you know what, that makes sense, that like we all are in agreement that is genius, is that Rule 34 Sonic is Sonica.
Tell me you didn't pick this place just so you could play that stupid game.
No, I picked this place so we could play this stupid game. This gang shit's got you a little stressed out. You need to relax.
By playing skee-ball.
Oh, yeah.
You know, most people just smoke pot.
Right. And then they go play skee-ball.
Fuck it. So you hit the docks like I asked?
Wait, what?
After Feed Dog's concert, I called you to look into the docks, and you said...
Look, I gotta be honest, I was really stoned.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, I totally am. One of the dock workers just called and said this big guy with tattoos and a scarred face was shaking people down trying to find out when some shipment was rescheduled to arrive.
Why would Mira need to ask about the time of his own shipment?
I don't know, maybe it got delayed.
And you're sure this big guy with tattoos is Mira, not just some biker guy?
I'd bet my life on it.
Deal.
Wait, hold up. What do you mean, deal?
Check it out. I got some more dirt on the shipment.
One sec, I got another call. Sup?
Okay, I just got some more info on Mero's shipment.
I'm listening.
Mero's bought enough guns to take over something that needs a lot of guns to take over. The point is that if you get to the cargo hold, you should find some nice toys to play with.
I knew I could count on you.
Bye, boss.
You there? Mero's got a shit ton of ammo stashed in the...
Tell me something I don't know. Shandy fill me in.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm the one who told Shandy about it.
Man, quit trying to take Shandy's shine. We're all on the same team. We'll talk about this later.
This is why I like this car. Because it just goes vroom.
I love my job. That's attempted murder.
You got no sense of decency.
Nah. I thought I bought this place. I thought I did. I guess not. Well, I can now, as you can clearly see. I'm a rich man. Yeah.
Come on in. Don't worry. Not everyone's dressed like me.
All day long. I beady bum.
Time to double the kids' college fund.
Sorry, honey. I'm a married man.
Nope. Okay, am I walking?
Please do come again.
Hey, come on in.
Like, I'm not on a time limit, but...
Yay!
Yeah, shit. I'm alive. Let's see if I can get some. Look, I'm not wonking, am I? This level. Elevator up. Let's see.
Huh? Move. Something wrong with your pathfinding algorithm?
Okay. It did want me to take the helicopter. Oh, it was directing me to a loft where I could snag the helicopter. Either one I'd get by. Can't wait for the new next Spider-Man. And it's nice that they brought Doc Ock back and everything. Yeah, the whole thing with the, as far as I could tell from the leaked trailer or whatever it was a whole thing of all those that knew his identity or they knew Spider-Man was Peter Parker or whatever. Peter Parker was Spider-Man, whatever the case. Like all those that knew that fact, which resulted in like a lot, like all of the Andrew Garfield villains knew. Green Goblin knew. Like
Freeze, motherfucker! I think that went well.
Doc Ock knew. Sandman knew. Although, oh yeah, that's right. Number 3, Sandman did live. Like he did that whole glass thing, but he, like at the end, I think we did get a glimpse that like he walked away. I'm not sure. It has been years since I've watched the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans.
Let's get paid, boys. You get high from the Masako.
I forgot. Okay, that's it. Oh, come on. In real life, you can grab that. It's a whole thing of I cannot climb ladders. Ooh, inside, yes.
What did that bitch think was gonna happen, eh?
Much better.
Safety's
Time
off.
to show the company what we can do.
Damn it, I told you.
We lost one.
What's up?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. What's up?
I was listening in on the police scanner, and the Coast Guard is reporting a lot of Brotherhood are coming towards you.
You sure?
Boss, are you there?
Oh, I'm fine, Shawnee. Suddenly I'm not so worried about the Brotherhood.
You know, I always liked the Spider-Man movies only because in all of the movies, the villains are, I wouldn't say relatable per se, but they're understandable. Like, they have sustenance to the point where it's like you yourself can go, you know what? Given, like, in that situation, it's understandable how they became a villain. That type. Like, Green Goblin was, like, he was the, like, he built his company with his own hands. Like, he was a brilliant man. He mainly just wanted to, provide for his son and all that. But ultimately, he wasn't particularly evil. Just what occurred was his board of directors betrayed him. Like, here he was trying to cure cancer, or at least make the human body strong enough to withstand getting cancer. Leave the shot. And of course that doesn't work. Yeah, no. Then, Dr. Octavius was trying to create a, sustainable energy source with zero, like, waste. And the claws just malfunctioned. Like, if they didn't malfunction, he would have been fine and all that. Then, then Sandman, like, he didn't try to kill Uncle Ben. He just, like, he needed the money to help his daughter. Like, if anything, the true, criminals were the ones who, like, charged such exorbitant medical fees. Yeah. That's it. And, like, well, he did become Sandman. It's like he could have easily went on a bit of a killing spree, but ultimately all he did was, again, try to make sure his daughter was safe and everything. And then, let's see here. Dr. Connors, everyone knows Connors. He was mainly trying to get those that, lost their limbs to regrow limbs. He didn't understand, like, It was just a bit of a hiccup as to, like, the mutagenic properties. Like, when messing, like, DNA is tricky business. Especially when like, I think the main problem was that he had tried to graft lizard DNA to human DNA, which he had forgotten that, like, humans evolved from lizards. Like, we still have lizard DNA, it's just that, like, when we are being formed in the uterus, like, the genes just don't activate. It's like, our regeneration and all that, like, mice still have it, because, for the most part, mice evolved. Like, mice are technically our, cousins. Like, it went a whole thing, like, when first evolving, it went fish, then lizard, then mammal. So we went from fish to, like, salamander to rat to ape. And then from ape to human. Like, it was slow. So it's like, we still have all that DNA. Like, mice are capable of like, I don't know if they can regrow full limbs, but it's like they can still have that, they'll still regrow, tails, or at the very least, they heal quicker, because, like, from wounds that should, like, kill them, or the what? No.
Johnny, get a crew over here. There's a lot of hardware to move.
I'm on it, boss.
There we go, finally. And then they're so kind to give me a helicopter to get back. It's mission. Double check for strongholds. Yeah, nope. But yeah, Connors was just a whole, and the lizard brain is it's like action and reaction. Ultimately, it's more of food, mate, sleep, or molt. Like, there isn't much else that goes in the whole lizard brain. So it's like, he, instead of just grafting the singular genome, he grafted enough of he reactivated the genes of humans. Or, well, of lizards in the human. So, he was trying for like a 5%, he hit like 50. But in any case, then Electro, he was just a hardworking, like, he was just a hardworking guy or whatever. Like, he was a salary man, and he, I got a parachute down, yeah. Like, he just had an industrial accident. But it's like, of course, HR only exists to protect the, I didn't even do that. Oh, no, I might have, yeah, that's, okay, that was, sometimes things explode, or remember I had the problem of the pilots just appearing out of nowhere.
What's the word?
I'm glad you all seem to like the new hardware the Brotherhood decided to hook us up with. You know, up until this point, we've been toying with Mero. Kill his bitch here, steal his money there. But I'm through playing. We know where he lives, we have his guns, and I say it's time we take that motherfucker out. What do you think?
I ain't doing this. Get drunk and
Then, let's see. You had Harry Osborn. I can't remember. I believe in the I can't remember. It's just, all I know is Andrew Garfield. His whole thing was, I can't remember if Harry had become the Green Goblin, or if they went with the more in-comic, and he was the Hobgoblin, because I know in the comics at one point that's what happened, where it's like Green Goblin either died or he was alive and went to prison or whatever, and then Harry became the Hobgoblin or something. But in any case, it's like, then you had Venom. You had first off, the symbiote felt dejected because Peter Parker rejected him, or well, I think it takes on the characteristics of its first host. So host was male, so technically Venom was male. Then
here comes the pain train. First, oh, come on.
Then you had
I didn't see nothing.
Eddie Brock. Yeah. It's like Peter outed him and everything, but it's like that was his, like, it was a job type deal, and it's like when he realized that, it's like, oh, Peter Parker is in fact like Peter Parker is in fact like Peter Parker is Spider-Man and everything, like he's taking photos of himself and he's selling them and everything. Like it did feel a little cheap and cheaty and everything, but you have to look at it at a broader perspective, where like Eddie Brock didn't think of it as oh, come on, where the yeah, A. Brock didn't think of the large picture to where it's like he has to do that, only because like we saw he tried a pizza delivery job and it didn't work out because like everyone always needs Spider-Man to do shit. Hold on a second, I got my one cat. I don't know if you're picking that up. One sec. Sorry about that. You all know how cats are. Ooh. Love me, pet me, give me attention and all that, but it's like, how can I do that if you're not within reach of me and you actively run away? But, like we had in, like, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man canon,
You could take the Saints?
it's like, here he tried the pizza job. It didn't work because, like, everyone in New York always needs Spider-Man. It's like, between crimes and accidents, there's always a need for...
We gotta take these bastards out.
Like, there's always need for somebody to swoop in and save the day. And he couldn't really do any other jobs because, like, for the last... It's like, from high school till, like, now, like, you know, quotation marks, he doesn't have, like, he doesn't exactly have a resume of, like, he did college and everything, but he didn't graduate, and, like, he only has, being a, photographer for the newspaper. Like, J. Jonah Jameson, like, he's an alright guy. I probably didn't, like, if Peter was trying to get another job, like, to help supplement his income, he wouldn't really care. It's like, as long as you get me photos of Spider-Man, blah, 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 like that type of bullshit. Because it's like, Peter does his job and everything, like, from a employment standpoint, he, like, his job is getting photos of Spider-Man. He gets photos of Spider-Man. Like, he does his job. Like, that's... Like, he's worked for me for years. And when I need a photo of Spider-Man to put on the front page, his photos are the best. Like, that type of thing. Like, while Spider-Man is a menace, he still lets Peter Parker take photos of him, so by all means, like, he's a good employee, like, he's a trustworthy guy. Spider-Man trusts him, like, as much of a menace as Spider-Man is, by all means. Like, it's this whole... Like, the whole dichotomy of man and all that. But in any case, like, he had to, like, as we saw, he couldn't get any job except photographer. So he, like, like, Eddie Brock was kind of moving on his territory and everything, but it's like, it's the only thing he can do, because, like, we saw him, like, when he wasn't, like, he didn't have his powers or anything for that small amount of time. Like, New York kind of went to shit. Like, he saw the cops and everything. Like, the whole thing about the Marvel Universe is, the comics, Gwenpool comics made a very adequate, like, set to where it's like, if they had half competent cops there and FBI and CIA, there wouldn't need to be a shield. Like, in a world of heroes and everything, it's like because there's always like somebody to try and save the day, they haven't had to do this complex, in-depth training to like better help them like combat supervillains. And to be fair, it's like there are those like some oh yeah, I forgot I had great like with infinite ammo I can do a better yeah.
The shooting stopped. You think it's over?
Your little buddy screamed like a bitch when we trussed him up. How about you, bitch? You gonna scream?
Yeah! Miro, get out of here!
Yeah, tattoo needle is kind of a shit weapon.
Get in, man!
But yeah, it's in like when people did like point out that it's like if they had a half competent cop system, because in a world of superheroes, they like as I said, they always have somebody who steps in, so the cops haven't been trained, or it's a case of like it's a very little known comic. Like I like it only because it's a like it's an okay comic. But it's a one guy, like, it's a fan project, kind of, like, it's called Grrl Power, it's Grrl Power, like, and it's a webcomic and all that, and it's an okay comic and all that, like, I like it and everything, but it's a one-man, like, it's...
I wonder if I'm the only cop on the Get your ass to the Altor Dome. This ends now.
Not another move, scumbag. This fool!
Like, it's a one-man project and all that, and what occurs is that it's like, he, like, because it's him working alone by himself and all that, there isn't a lot of there isn't any real backstory. Like, he's got a paragraph or so, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like there's no like before type stuff. Like there's no real flashbacks, or there's no like backstory of like, oh, how did each individual get their powers, or like what made it so they decide, you know what, I'm gonna be a hero versus a villain type deal.
I'm gonna tear you in half. Fuck them up. They're gonna kill you nice.
Sorry, it's like my one cat is being annoying again. Like I would pause, but it's like, what are these dumbasses gonna do? just let me buy this place.
Watch where you put that thing. Why the hell did I move here?
What?
Sorry, I had stepped into the one place where it's like, oh, we're levying for control or something. But, like, as I said, Girl Power it's a one-man thing. Like, essentially his whole point is what happens next. Like, not, and because of that, there isn't really backstory. Like, we don't really have a whole lot of stuff and everything. And it's like, I would like to have, like, if he talked to some people and, like, they figured stuff out and everything, like, don't get me wrong, I like, it's just a whole thing of, the whole what happens next is, like, it's nice and all that, but, like, it's a whole thing of backstory is nice too, like, because of that, we don't have real, like, motivations, drives, like, we don't have that what if type content, you know, like they came out with the what ifs and all that, but it was a whole thing of they got into the logistics and all that, like it's a whole thing of there's a scale to where you have like you have some situations where it's like, oh, they're just heroes, they save the day, that's all you need to know. And then you have like the tick or some sets where it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, where am I going? Fuck it. I die, but I die right here in this area. Oh. Oh, that's surprising.
You want a little company?
But yeah, it's like the tick. It's where it's like the guy doesn't really have. It's sad that they got like the Amazon series got canceled. It was amazing. Like the cartoon is always gonna have a place in my heart and all that. But it was a whole thing of like it showed that we do have this like we have a way to test how powerful you are. We can give you a category. We can then, like, when an emergency occurs, we can adequately call you. Oh, as well as One Punch Man, where it's like it's where either it's a private or a government subsidiary, to where the heroes are paid for their for their help, because like that's how it goes. And then you had The Boys, which showed this like dark underbelly to where it's like, oh, they're hailed as heroes, they're paid by the government subsidiaries, it was a private military, like it was a whole clusterfuck. Just they were paid for their services and everything, like they were created and paid for by the sorry, little spoilers, but it was a whole thing of they were hailed as heroes, but there was the dark underbelly of what happens when when the city gets destroyed and everything. Like that was the whole point of Superman versus Batman, or Batman versus Superman. I can't remember which they put it as, but in any case,
what I wouldn't do for a decent pint around here.
They had it to where, like, oh, the hero, while fighting a villain, caused a fuck ton of damage. They have to answer for that. But because, but like in the Tick, they had to find enough answers where it's like, we don't know their real names, we do not know their families, and it's a whole thing of vigilanteism. While illegal, they had passed a law to where the moment you put a mask on, the moment you have a name, like a heroistic name or whatever, you are like protected, because at one point like their version of Batman, which is like Panther Man, Catman, whatever, just like and all that. So it kind of has a setup to where the Tick and Fairly Odd Parents could have been the same universe. Just in any case, to where the guy was unmasked, and then his wife and kids were all killed because all the villains got out and were like, oh, we have his name, we have his face, we know where he lives, and they got their revenge. So they made a law to make sure that while yes, it's illegal to be a vigilante, by all means, you have captured this guy, and it's like, if the cops show up and it's like, oh, it's a whole thing of, as long as there are some police that show up, go, you were caught doing this crime. We have multiple video cameras documenting you doing this crime. You have had your ski mask or an eyewitness identify your face. Or we have your ski mask being removed on camera. We have this individual seeing you earlier put on your ski mask before committing this crime. By all means, you are guilty as can be of committing this crime. And while apprehended and everything, as long as the cops are the ones officially going, you so-and-so are hereby under arrest for the crime of blank. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you by the court system, or there's a specific wording to where it's a case of, depending on how the system is set up, like all Miranda rights are said as such, and then it's like on a point, if you can afford an attorney will be appointed to you by a court of law or some such, to where it's pretty much like they will be paid by taxes to represent you. Yeah, but in any case, and then it's like, do you have the right to waive these rights, but do you understand well, you can waive these rights any time. Do you understand these rights as they have been spoken to you, type deal? So it's like a lot of time. Like, if the cops do not say the Miranda rights as that, then by all means they can be set free. Like, essentially, the reason Mojo Jojo and Powerpuff Girls, as well as many other criminals, kept getting out and everything, was because by law, the Powerpuff Girls are not cops. Like, by all means, it's like, oh, the villains caused this damage and destruction and everything. Yes, they were apprehended and everything, but the cops did not read them their Miranda rights, thus they are not legally able to be arrested, as the Powerpuff Girls are not only children, by all means, they are not legally, lawfully, police. Like, they don't even have special, badges or police power or anything. It's just a case of Mojo Jojo was caught throwing eggs at the supermarket, at a store window, beat his ass up, throw him in a jail cell, and then it's like 1 hour later, lawyer rolls by and it's like, was he read his Miranda rights by a police officer and arrested by a police officer, and you have legitimate evidence that he was in fact doing this shit besides the testimony of 3 little girls? Then by all means, it's like, no, on all accounts. Let him the fuck out. Like, that's how it went. It's like Powerpuff Girls, then Girl Power, then it went, The Tick, One Punch Man, The Boys, where it goes into this different leveling of, like, how a world would exist with powers, how the laws would go with the powers, and then you also had My Hero Academia in there, where, between One Punch Man and, The Boys, because while they do have an academic setup for heroing, they also have a police force that if you use your quirk outside, like quite literally, oh, my quirk just lets me it's like all I can do is once every 24 hours materialize a ball of lint in my hand. That is all the quirk is. Ta-da! You can go to jail if you use it too much. If you keep using it outside with cops around, by all means, yeah.
I didn't think you'd show.
I'm surprised you have the balls to come alone.
I never said I'd be alone.
But, there's a whole thing of
Still got it.
like in My Hero Academia, there were those with mutation quirks, to where regardless of whether or not they're using their quirks, like it causes them to they're permanently transformed. Like I cannot remember names worth of shit. I am horrible with Japanese names. Only because like it's a whole thing of like they're in a different language. They're written with kanji, katakana, to where it's like if you break it down, like they mean 5 other things. So it's like rain, moon, sun, and sky is how you like write their name and everything. And when you break it down, it's like Sutamesin or something. I don't know the name. Like,
I'm not scared of you.
So it's a whole thing of the one chick that's always invisible. Like, she can never turn her quirk off. Like, she's just permanently invisible. Oh, son of a bitch. That's it, I'm just gonna shoot them and take the car. Actually, do I still? I do.
That's the best you got? Come on, put up a fight.
Haha, direct hit.
Gonna run you down.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like her quirk is just like she doesn't even really have a quirk. Like I don't think she can turn anything else invisible. Like as far as I know, it's just her, and that's it. Like it isn't like it isn't a whole thing of she actually also actively. Oh come on. Like, I don't even think it's a whole thing of she actively... It isn't a thing of, oh, if she is touching something, she can turn invisible type deal. It's just a whole thing of, like, she's always invisible. Like, technically, I don't even know if, like... And then there are... There are those with actual, like, they don't have, then you had, the guy who does the explosions and all that, I can't remember his name offhand either, but, it's where he sweats nitroglycerin.
You'll have to do better than that.
And not the head cannon for the fans or whatever, but it's like the one idea as to why he's so pissed all the time is that nitroglycerin is used to help with like blood pressure and all that. So he, like, if he wasn't constantly adrenaline, he would die from his heart rate dropping.
Any last words?
Go to hell.
Sorry, didn't catch that.
Like, and that's the whole thing of to where, like, I want to be like crass or rude or whatever. Just, I for one, like a fair, like benchmark that I have for as to whether or not a series would be considered good. Like, if an artist, like, if the creator was to classify their work as amazing and well received,
Seriously, you're starting to smell
would
like
be
fun.
how much porn is creative. Because, but then you also had a couple other situations where it's like it was just the time more than, because you had Super Ripping Friends only had us like 4, 5-ish photos, and it's been like a good 13, 14 years since, like, it's like not creation per se, but in any case, sure I got it. Yeah, I think I'll call it here and save the last like 2, 3 missions for the last episode. But let me at least finish my thought to where it's like, I think the only like porn of girl power that exists, because it's like it's a whole thing of, is it well known? Is it well circulated? Is it famous or infamous type deal? Because, like, Homestuck would be considered infamous because a lot of people know of it, but they might not have personally read it. Whereas, all the Marvel stuff is more famous because it's like everyone's seen it, or at least everyone's heard of it, because it's gotten like huge coverage, huge like circulation and all that. And it's like, as far as I know, I think the only Born of Girl power exists only because of the creator has done it himself, and it's more of like, it's very tasteful. Like it would, like fucking Playboy would have him for like Playboy type stuff. Like, and those of you that have actually looked at Playboy and all that, it's tasteful. Like like if I had to describe it, it's upwards of Renaissance kinds of tasteful. Like, it's almost more art than actual porn. But in any case, it's like, I would like to see, if not more porn, or a comic, or even a game. Fuck, I would love a game. Kind of, almost a kind of DC Online or other, to where it's like, you're now a hero. Here you are interacting with all the, almost Fuse and Fall, like a Fuse and Fall type thing. Oh, that would be amazing. But in any case, it's like, if more artists like had talked to him, and like with their help, he can fully flesh out the backstory of all the people and everything. Because the like main powerhouse, Maximilia, or whatever. It's like, the whole point is he became a lieutenant colonel or whatever at 34 in the Air Force and all that, and it's like, she's now tasked with just training people and vague, like, actual stuff. Like, if anything, she should have a desk job, like a high salary desk job and everything. And as far as, like, from my knowledge, is that she got high up, like, she became lieutenant colonel, which was the smart thing to do. Like, you keep your head down, must, like, stir the pot or anything in the military and all that. You just keep going up and up in rank. You get acknowledged. You get power both by the people who know you, people you know, and power as in, like, rank and prestige and all that. And then you start stirring the pot. And from my knowledge, and because, like, she was, like, her main character point is she's a feminist, but not a toxic feminist. That's a big, like, balanced character like that. But in any case, I also know that the military, like, they can't demote her, because essentially all she tried to do was probably first work on the uniform. Because if any of you have seen the Air Force uniform for the females, it's like a tight skirt above the knees and high heels as well. Which, there is no way you're fighting in there. You can't really sit down. Like, yeah, it's a whole thing. So, like, even if she tried for pants and flat shoes, they would try their best to get her out of any position of power. But it's like, she didn't do anything wrong, so they can't demote her. And, like, she knows because the president knows her, and she's talked to the president, which, like, at the time depicted of her talking to the president, it was Obama. But in any case, like they had it, or the creator had it set up so that way it's like she, and then it's also a whole thing of there's a lot of sexual misconduct in the military, especially because at the time, like the comics started in 2010, so like, and at the time, it's like she's depicted at 34 years old. So, like, straight out of high school, she went straight into the Air Force. So, for 18 to 34, so for 16 years, she was in the Air Force and all that. So, like, even 10 years ago, 10 years beforehand, like late 90s, early 2000s were not a good time for the military, especially not for women or gay men, because like that was the height of the whole don't ask, don't tell. And then it was after the Gulf War, but before Pakistan, then it became Afghanistan, but then Katrina hit, and Army, I know, was helping, or no, it might have been it was either Army or Marines. Like, it was Coast Guard mainly, a little of the Navy for helping in Katrina, but also Army and Marines. Like, many of the branches were helping in cleanup or building. Like, when we're not in an active war, the military has to have an excuse for like people going places and all that. So it's like, oh, we were helping build the indigenous. That was the fucking word I was thinking of. To where it's like they're not native people makes it sound like the connotations are met. But it's the indigenous tribes or the indigenous peoples of this particular area. It's like, oh, we were trying to build them houses, or like the habitats for humanity and all that. If it ain't the like Christian Jesus groups or whatever, or any of that, it's the military, because it's like it's like, oh, because of the internal strife, these people need new houses, or they're refugees, and they need, like, it's all this hullabaloo, kerfuffle, but in any case, like, I don't know if I ever blow up as a channel, if people ever, like, actually truly like my shit, and they actually pay attention to all my shit, and the creator, like, if it takes like 2-3 years or whatever, and if the creator and artist, author, whatever, of Girl Power is still around and all that, I really hope the guy gets like I really hope he gets his big break and all that, because it's like being unknown after doing years of hard dedication and work, it gets to you. Because, like, there are those people that are doing independent, like, I think it's 40 people. Like, 40 people do 24-hour work, and without them, the internet would not exist. Like, it would just shut down, and it's gone. Like, there's 7 people, each with a different master key or whatever, where all 7 have to get together to where if the internet went down, they have a way of rebooting it. Because I think there's, like, for, like, government purposes and all that, but it's like, I do believe that in an undisclosed area in America, as well as other countries have locations, there is a server farm deep underground to where all like every single instant the internet is up, like every single post, every single game, like, every single letter typed is recorded, downloaded, and saved on these servers as a backup. So if the internet ever went down, the servers could be booted up, and boom, the internet is back. But every country is in, like, control of its own servers type shit. Because each country has different, population, they have different speeds, they have yada yada yada. Like, so it's just a whole thing of making sure being safe, yeah. But I'm gonna, like, I want to see Girl Power get the recognition it deserves because it's a good comic. Like, I would love it as a show. But in any case, have a good one. See you in the next one. And goodbye.